Hi, welcome to Craft Little Things. I'm Andrea and I'm doing a stamp challenge today. I've got a new desk pad and it feels, my last one's finally run out, and it feels like everything's an inch higher than it has been. Right, this is a Positively Papercraft challenge sketch card. I'm one of the admin of Positively Papercraft and I always mean to try to sort of be one of the first to do the sketch challenge, just to sort of set the example. And this week is the first time I'm probably going to manage that. But I do intend to try to do it every week. Anyway, never mind. Don't beat yourself up for what you can't do. Praise yourself for what you can do. That's what I say. So what we need for this challenge then is I'm going to be using the Accented Blooms set. I love this and I wanted it. As soon as I saw it, I needed to have it. Just because I love this punch, and I didn't like the stamp set that went with it. I've probably said this before, but the stamp set that went with it was a male themed stamp set, and I don't really do many male themed cards or anything, so I didn't really like it or need it. So when I saw that it was carrying over, I was pleased, and then I was pleased when I saw a sort of a girly one, if you like, come in. So yeah, so I'm using that. I'm also going to be using this embossing folder. Now this is a Sizzix embossing folder and I've had it for years, but it's quite similar to one in the new catalogue. I haven't got a catalogue to hand, but I can't remember what it's called, the one in the new catalogue. I'll try and remember and post it on here if I do. I'm also going to be using a corner trio. Again, this is retired, but there's a new one in the new catalogue, which I've got on my next order, so I'll be able to demonstrate at some point. The other thing I've used is a large scalloped square framelit, and I've also used markers. So I've used yellow and I've used Old Olive there because this green is a little bit too bright for me for foliage. Did I use anything else? Oh, from this set I used this big stamp to create the big piece, because this is sort of the sketch challenge had a big square in the front, you know, at the top if you like. So I used this one, but I also used this one, this little one here, to stamp a piece of Whisper White in Grapefruit Grove, no, Pineapple Crush, and I also used the little leaf one to stamp a piece of Whisper White in whatever that colour is. Call Me Clover. And then I've used a piece of Call Me Clover cardstock, which I embossed, and I've used a piece of DSP in Pineapple Punch, and then I've just got a white card base. The white card base is 8x6, scored at 4 and burnished, and then this piece is 5 7/8 by 3 7/8. This piece, let me just move the stamps out of the way. This piece of Call Me Clover is 4 by 3 inches. This piece is 7/8 by 5 inches. This piece is 1.5 by 4 inches, and this comes out at 3 1/8 square. And then I've got two pieces of ribbon. I've got a piece of silver ribbon and a piece of white satin ribbon, and I have no idea. I think that one was Stampin' Up, but I've no idea whether they're current or they're not, because I just don't know. So I'm just going to use this corner here. So I'm just going to pop that into the corner. So I'm going to stick that on there, and I am going to do this piece as well, just because I think it'll look nice if I do. I'm just going to do it at the bottom. And then hopefully they'll kind of marry up. Gosh, I've got chronic heartburn. Yeah, they'll marry up like that. Okay, I did do this with a plain white backing and it just looked awful. So let's get cracking with sticking it together. I love card challenges because, should I do the stripes or should I do the spots? Do you know what? I think I'm going to do the spots because I think it just gives a more colour to set the white against on the two strips. Oh, do you know what? I've just said I'd do the spots and I've got them. Said I'd do the spots and then put the glue on it. So we'll do the stripes then, I guess. Right, so I'm going to have the embossed side up. It's up to you which way up you put it. And then I'm just gonna run this. Oh, do you know what? I should have put that underneath. Gosh, I'm not thinking straight today, am I? I've just been so busy today, you wouldn't believe. And I think what's happened is I'm at the end of my tether now. I just need to take a break, I think. I've been doing a lot of crocheting because I know it sounds weird, but when my mum died in February, well, my nephew died in December, so that just threw me off altogether with everything. And then my mum died in February, and since my mum died, every time I do anything like a traditional craft that she used to do, because she used to crochet, it was one of the only things she could. She never taught me actually. She did try, but I didn't learn from her. But it was one of the only things she could still do. You know, she got older and arthritic and whatever. And so whenever I crochet, I just think about my mum. And sometimes it's nice and sometimes it's not. But I think about her when I sew, I think about her when I crochet, I think about her when I'm cooking, especially baking. I made some bread yesterday and I just couldn't, I just couldn't stop thinking about her, because just remembering how she used to always bake such lovely stuff, and we always used to have bread on the go when we were little, and she didn't do anything the modern way. Everything was done traditionally. And that's how I was making my bread. I was, just doing it not bread machine or anything like that. I was just doing it the good old-fashioned way. All by hand. And it just made me reminiscent, because I just thought about how yeast doesn't smell like it used to. When we were kids, we used to buy fresh yeast from the butcher. And it used to smell really strong. You used to have to be sort of left with some sugar and milk, I think, and get it activated to go frothy. Now you just tip in dried pellets and it just doesn't smell the same. And I was just thinking about that, and just thinking about the house and it being up for sale, and It's where she's lived and done her baking and her sewing for 60 years. Just a bit sad. I'm not crying, don't worry. Did that the other day when we went to scatter my nephew's ashes. I don't know, this is just on the back of a piece of scrap paper, it's not... this has ended up being therapy for me, I think. I'll just put that bit on there. And then this bit I'm going to put on with dimensionals. Again, it was just a bit of scrap. All these bits I've edged off with the Call Me Clover ink. I'd put more dimensionals on than that normally if I had time. But because I'm demonstrating, I don't want to take up all your time watching me peel backs off dimensionals. Show you now. So that's it. That's my beautiful card, which is the entry for, well, you might not think it's beautiful, but I do, which is my entry for the challenge. It's really different for me as well. Very different in terms of the colours, yellows and greens. I'm usually pinks and creams and golds and stuff. But yeah, it's lovely. I like that. It's quite a nice card, that. So, thanks for joining me. And I'm going to be doing another one in more or less straight away because I've got a Draw Your Sets challenge to do. So I'm going to be doing that more or less right away. So, yeah, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.